is it going to come a day where we creatives are replaced by robots or some kind of artificial intelligence that creates songs and performs them and renders us, what, obsolete? I don't know. But we're talking about artificial intelligence today with Stephen Nasser-Boidi. Yes, it's time for Consumer Tech. And we're so glad to have you here, Stephen. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.
Okay, so
balance it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need a balance.
We need a balance. But is that day going to come where things like this are done by, non-human beings? I don't know, but we're talking AI in general.
That's the worry. But we're here to have a conversation.
Right.
Maybe we'll settle it after that. Before we get to the conversation, let's just try to understand what artificial intelligence really is.
Okay.
There's some keywords in there from some of the definitions I've seen. It says it's the simulation of human intelligence. So simulation of human intelligence processes by machines, especially computer systems. So the keyword here is simulation, trying to mimic and do all those things. And to answer your question, I think what we need to remember is that we often say garbage in, garbage out.
Yeah.
And the machine can only do what you ask it to do.
Right.
And based on the data that you put inside it. So it will not be able to do, I would say it will not be able to replace us.
Yeah.
But if you don't embrace this technology, you could be replaced by somebody who can use the technology.
Right.
I don't know if that makes sense.
Right.
It does make sense in the sense that if you don't embrace the technology, someone else who embraces it will shoot ahead of you.
Yeah.
So it's like now you become obsolete.
Yeah.
Because that's where we're going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is the element of artificial intelligence that learns to learn.
Yes.
And has the capacity to learn.
To learn. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah.
Now, for me, if it has the capacity to learn, then it has the capacity potentially
To take your
to overtake you as a human.
But human beings still have to come like program it.
Program it.
Has to kind of like enter the prompt for you to do what you want it to do. So for example, we just listen to DJ, or you, do a lot of music. Let's say during the COVID, let's say you wrote a lot of songs, you put your, audio out there, you record them, you could use an artificial intelligence tool with just a prompt to create the chords that we will play, overlay and all those things. So you create your music at home. Not having to go to a studio, not needing, let's say, new keyboardist or whatever. That's true. But you and I know that when we play for people like a or whatever, the way they sing, within the same even 5 minutes, within the same rehearsal, she's singing it today, she's singing it.
It's nuanced.
It's nuanced. So I'll add another note to the chord because I get excited listening to her.
Yeah.
And that's
That's the human element.
that's the human element. So I can learn, I can use the machine as a foundation to kind of like guide me, and then I'll add my human element to make it better.
I saw an AI video recently, and the creature was talking. I say creature.
Okay. Yes.
The AI
The
creature
AI,
was,
the AI
the AI being was talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was bizarre because for me, it was showing how that it can learn to improve intelligence.
Hey.
Yeah.
Okay,
And-
hold that thought.
yeah.
We'll take a quick break.
Okay.
When we come back, we'll talk more about this. Don't go anywhere. We're not done. This is still Breakfast Daily on Citi TV.
Aside raising funding and be a unicorn, the main goal is to impact life, to enrich minds, to know that the African youth is capable of changing the narrative, taking charge of their lives, whether it's running a business or working for a company.
I fell in love with the opportunity to work with young people and channel their energy to nation building.
It's my job, once you join the team, to figure out how best you can use the strengths and even the weaknesses you have to advance the cause to prosperity for 1 billion people.
The generation before us helped us, and then we help the next generation.
Well, our struggles may be singular, but our destinies are shared.
It's Citi on the go. You don't have to miss any of your favorite television and radio shows on Citi TV and Citi FM. Enjoy thrilling content from your world of great television and relevant radio at your convenience. Subscribe to CitiTube on YouTube. Turn on your notification button and receive prompts on our live streaming sessions and new content uploads. For easy access to the CitiTube page, scan the barcode on your screens. Subscribe to the CitiTube page and voila! Unlimited content awaits you. Don't forget to subscribe to CitiTube for amazing content from Citi TV and Citi FM.
You're still watching Breakfast Daily on Citi TV, and we're still here with Stephen Nasser Brady talking about the emergence of AI technology. So just tell us about some of the trends in AI technology now.
Yes, so let's just go back a bit. So the commonest form of AI people may have experienced chatbots. Like when, for example, you call a call center and then the machine starts engaging you, or you are online, like even in WhatsApp, you see when you are like trying to order something, you see some prompted or some automated responses and things like that. So that's great.
Okay.
And small businesses, medium-sized businesses are all embracing this. The challenge is that sometimes, especially when you are engaging the AI, you see at some point would say, I didn't get that. Can you repeat that? Okay. It's a prompt to say that a human being needs to intervene at that point. Because remember, it's feeding off the data that's inside. So let's say it's a call center. So the responses that are in the system are what it will give. And it's efficient because it's able to give the same response to similar questions. So it's more accurate than a human being in that sense. But when the response that it needs to give to that customer inquiry is not in there, then it gets stuck. And that's when human being needs to intervene. So we need to learn how to use these. Now, another level is where businesses have embraced it now to even help with shopping. There's, L'Oreal, for example, has one we call, Makeup Genius, which helps people to select makeup for their homes. As we watch the video, you see how now you don't need a human being to help you, because I'm sure you know this. You need a beautician to test your face, test your skin, and select the shades that you need, the shades of makeup that you need. Now it's just an app. Makeup Genius is just an app. So you upload a headshot. Yeah, let's watch that. So as you can see, there's a whole range of makeup. There, different shades. That it's a struggle, and you're gonna have to ask someone to help you. But here, as you go, you see that you just upload your picture into the app. Okay. Then you can start trying different shades.
And you can already see on the app.
Yes.
What works for you?
What works for you?
What doesn't work for you?
And what doesn't work? Yeah. Yeah. And as you do that, everything that you try on, you can save it and you can order it directly from here.
Simple.
Oh, wow.
So it makes the shopping experience more like engaging and everything. We don't have the audio, but if you watch this, you'll see that. In the same way, I think last year when we were talking about men's fashion, we talked about how there's an app that, let's say if you're struggling, let's say you every day you have to wear a suit. If you are not that smart, like you are, and you were struggling with matching your ties and stuff, you just need to take pictures of all your clothes. Yeah. Upload them to the app and it will match them for you.
Wow.
Amazing.
Okay. So things that human being you would have to do with your intelligence, it's not doing them. Yeah. And that's how it started off. Now, the big one over the last month or two that we've had is ChatGPT.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what it's, well, yeah. I mean, I think the buzz was more about how quickly it got to 1 million like users. I think it was within a few days when apps like Facebook and the rest took months to get to that. So now, all of a sudden, everybody was on ChatGPT, everybody was talking about it, was crashing, and what people were using it for. So, for example, even this interview, you could have used ChatGPT to generate the script for the questions and things like that. Generate, I mean, well, even create songs, for example, lyrics. You can ask it to write a love song for you. We're in February now. Ask it to write a love song for you and things like that. So people then became worried. Is it going to really make us, I mean, should we be worried because maybe it's going to take over our jobs?
Yeah. So what are we seeing here?
So it's looking at, I mean, search from Google. So people are talking about the fact that it was better than Google, for example. Now, Google has its own, now this has kind of prompted Google to speed up the development of its own AI.
Okay.
But even before ChatGPT, the company that owns it is called OpenAI. And I don't know whether you remember DALL-E, which was around not too long, where people were using this app to create different images of themselves.
Oh.
Yes.
No, upload, that's DALL-E.
Yes. I
So
remember.
DALL-E 2, for example, you can ask it to, let's say, create, let's say, a picture of you playing the saxophone,
Okay.
and it will create that for you.
Wow.
Wow.
And that's how, and so you saw there a pair or whatever,
Yes.
carved with, like a sofa,
Like a chair,
and
yeah.
a chair, and somebody was sitting in it. These are all generated by AI.
I see.
You don't even know what's real anymore. Like,
Yeah.
you know, when you see things
And
online.
again, creatives started worrying. I mean, like artists and things. So is it going to make us redundant? Because I mean, you are a photographer.
Yeah.
Does that mean that people are going to be able to create images, I mean, from just a computer using the AI and make you redundant? And it was also using our pictures like your pictures that you've uploaded, using them because you see that there, because it looks at what is there, the data that's there, and makes use of it to create what you want it to create based on the prompt.
Look at that, a koala dunking a basketball.
Yeah.
And then it just creates it. Gosh.
Yeah.
It can be prompted.
No, I'm wondering though that in the same way as there's an emotional component that may be missing from AI, you know, the way you're talking about the music, right? And saying that I'm connecting with Kokui on a certain level, and as she sang the first line, she's coming back to come and repeat that line again, but I'm feeling a certain note I need to add to the chord.
Yeah.
That emotion is missing from AI,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Maybe in terms of photography, because I find myself that a lot of the photos I take, they are not just, it's not mechanical. For me, photography has never been mechanical. It's been
look for
very,
moments. You look
very
for, yeah.
emotional.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a whole experience that I go through, certain emotions. Sometimes I'll be driving and it's getting towards sunset. And as I'm driving, I start to notice trees, the sun is dropping. I'm in traffic, but I'm starting to think photos, and I'm starting to think I want to create something, you know, and then I'll wait to a point. I remember there was one time I had just joined the N1 from, is it the N6 or the N4? I'm not sure which one it is, the Achimota Road. I just joined the N1. And when I joined, I noticed that the street lights had just come on, but the sun hadn't set fully, right? So there's a yellow sun, and it's sitting on top of the street lights, you know, and the yellow. So it just took everything in me not to park the car and go and
just
take
go
a
and
photo.
take the picture.
You know, because I got the photo in my mind was the sun setting on top of a light, street light, and the street light was also yellow. You know, so playing with those things. But that's that thing. Can AI do that?
Well, the answer, I mean, we can probably give is that as we engage and we use it more,
They will also learn
the
that
smarter
over
it gets.
time.
I mean, it learns.
Right.
Okay, like it learns, so it gets smarter. But human beings, because of our creativity, our flexibility and creativity, will always be ahead. It's more to do with accuracy and, for example, when it comes to, let's say, analyzing data. Like I'm a marketing person. When it comes to using AI to analyze data, it can analyze it more accurately, and you'll be able to understand consumers more effectively, so you can kind of provide them with the solutions, the products that they need. That's what you see the L'Oreal, makeup genius doing, for example, because it understands that better. And that's the big thing. Now, the elephant in the room, or the question is, does that mean that we're going to be made redundant? Well, that's the worry a lot of people have. And like I said earlier, that's the way things are going. The best example we can give is when computers were introduced into a lot of offices. People who were typists and they didn't learn, computing were made redundant. Back in the day, so those of us who are old enough, as a typist, you have to type every letter all over again. So the same letter, you have to type it repeatedly. It wasn't even photocopying. Okay. But when we introduced computers to the office, we had to learn it. In the same way, technology is there to enable us to be more efficient, to be more, everything else, and it's while good. So if you learn it, you become better. If you don't learn it, you've made redundant, because it will mean that in the future, you cannot do the things that the workplace and society requires. For example, we're using ChatGPT to generate new recipes to cook at home. How exciting. So you get home, you've got a few things in your fridge, you ask, what can I cook with these ingredients? It gives you a recipe. You excite your family. It's not, could be the same jollof you're cooking, but this time, because of the new recipe you have, it's a little different. Okay, and that's how we need to embrace it.
Okay. So embrace the newness.
Embrace the newness, and let's keep using it and make it better so it can serve us better.
Okay.
I see.
Nice. All right.
Now, are there potential hazards?
The potential hazards are that sometimes, we depend too much on it, so we're not flexible. Another example I can give is, we've all heard stories about how when you're using a sat nav, for example, you can lead you even into the water, or to a dead end, like Google Maps and the rest. These, we call them sat nav.
No, it just reminds me of a time when I was in Teshi. This is about 3 years ago. I was in Teshi and I was following the map, and the map has become a lot more intelligent now.
Yes.
But it said, in 100 meters, 10 left. But I couldn't even go 100 meters because 10 meters ahead of me was a huge drain.
Yes.
And like, 100, I'm going straight to. And it says in 100 meters, 10 left. I'm like, I'm already at this bit. How do I cross the drain before I go another 100 meters?
The same way I live at Westlands. The Gimpa bypass. There's another 10 that goes round. Is it the National Communication Authority? No, not National Communication. The ID place goes round the FDA.
National.
That 10.
Golf house.
Goes around. So from Westlands, you decide not to use the this hotel. Anyway, Fiesta, you decide not to come by Fiesta. When they did that road, the map didn't know it. It took a while for people. So when you go against the map, and the map, the map learns from the new route you're taking.
Yes.
It's the same
So now
thing.
it's adapting.
Now it's adapting. That's the learning you were talking about. So we need to test it, use it more, and every time we are doing it, it's inputting new data, and it gets better, and it can serve us better. That, for me, that's the key thing. And the second thing is that we shouldn't also overuse it, because if you overuse it, sometimes you begin to lack the creativity and the naturalness.
The thing.
Do you want to take it to the extent where you are even asking it? I've got some friends who are saying that, they've got their whole annual marketing plan from just ChatGPT.
Wow.
By inputting something. I'm saying, but as a marketing person, I know marketing plans are flexible.
Yes.
But the situation today, the customer needs today won't be the same even next week.
That's the issue. And that's what I was thinking about. I'm like, really, you've got a whole marketing plan for the year, but things are quite
are changing so much.
They're changing very quickly.
When we started 2020, who would have thought there would be COVID and we would need sanitizers? Look at the number of companies that all of a sudden had to convert the use of alcohol, the production of alcohol, to producing sanitizers and things like that. Or even we're going to be staying at home, so now all of a sudden You need to do
Your
home
data,
delivery.
your data, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
DT is what we call like direct to consumer, not because there are no retail outlets there anymore and things like that.
So yeah, that's where the human touch
Yes.
still comes in handy. So we are not redundant yet.
No, not yet. But we have to learn to use them.
We
That's
have to
the
learn
key.
to use it. That's
Because technology is an enabler.
Yeah, so like that. It's an
Yeah.
enabler. Okay.
Yeah.
Stephen, yes.
Stephen, thank you.
Thank
you very much.
Thank
Always
you.
great
Good to
to
see
see
you.
Yeah, and we're going to do some music together.
We need to. One of these
Yeah.
days, we invite anybody.
You
just get the
there,
instruments
just
ready.
have a
Yeah.
jam
We
session.
just jam.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice
We
one.
invite Prima to come along.
To come along as well. How do people get in touch with you? For those who don't
At
know?
NASA on Twitter. Yeah.
Nice one.
Please.
All right, super.